Hey everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den, and thank you for watching my video this week. Now, I was asked in a video a few weeks back if anybody would like me to show you how to assemble the bike here out of the Legendary Ride. So I thought we would make this card. This one is the one I've made for my card creation, which will go live before this does. So this was in Poppy Parade. So I'm doing it exactly the same as what I've done here, and I'm going to make the whole card with you, because even if you don't put the bike on it, it's a card you could do with this banner and the circles in any style you like. You could put lovely flowers on there, you know, or a ship, or if it's for a baby, you know, baby things. So that's the card I'm going to make. That's the inside. I've done this classic authentic you since forever, and the stamp itself actually says you are legendary, but I only wanted legendary on there, so that's all I've put on there. So I'm going to show you how to make the card and the bike today. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer video than normal. So we're going to be using this set, and we're going to be using legendary there and classic authentic you, and this black bike, this little bike here, which I'm going to put on the inside like I have there. So I'm going to stamp in black only. I'm going to be using these lovely backed studs, adhesive back studs that go, which is part of the bundle, whatever you call it, the bundle or whatever. And these are gorgeous. I love them. So actually the bundle is this and the dies. So this is part of the suite. In the suite, which I call the whole suite, which was this, the dies, these, and what did I do with it? Here we are. This lovely legendary DSP. Legendary Ride. So it's got these lovely bikes, which is what we're using today, and it's got stars on the other side, and then we've used this one here when we did our other card with the orange on the other side. These beautiful black roses, I think they're gorgeous, and on the back is like all these lovely street signs. Then we have, that's another one of that one, we have this one with all the spanners on it, and on the other side of the spanners, because you get two of each, you get like scenery, so it looks like it's in the desert. Then we have nuts, and on the back we have like tags, and then we have a checker. It has like riding equipment on the back here, and spanners and bits and pieces. And then this one again with the lovely bikes on it. So we're going to be using that lovely bike one today. So, and this paper is called Legendary Ride, which I'm glad that now Stamping Up have actually put everything with the same name. So this paper is, this one's called Ready to Ride. Sorry, Ready to Ride. It's actually, they've put the stamp set and the dies with the same names, and I'm really grateful for that, because it makes it so much easier. So I'm going to show you how to make the card. I have everything cut out for the bike, and I will go through that bit by bit. So let's pop that card on one side. Let's move all of those bits there. I don't want to lose any, and I'll show you what we need for the card itself. Okay, for the main card we've got a piece that is 11 3/4 by 4 1/8, and then we have for our insert layer a piece that measures 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and then my white layer, which is 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. For my front of my card, this goes like layer 1, which is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Layer 2, which is the bikes. Now, this was a hard one to cut, so I've done it that way because this bike will go down here, and this measures 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. Layer 3, which I've already flagged, I will show you what I did, is 2 1/2 by 5, with layer 4 being 2 1/4 by 4 3/4. Layer 5 is 2 by 4.5, and I've flagged all 3 of those, and I'm not very good at cutting flags like this. And then I have 2 circles. One is 2 3/4 and the other one is 2.5. Now I used my circles out of my layering circles, so it is my second largest and third largest circle out of the plain circles. I didn't want fancy ones in there, so that's what I've used for that. Let me just tell you how I did this. I measured the width, and it's 2 inches, so I measured halfway on the back and went 1 inch, and I put a mark at the end here, and then I measured 1 inch up, and then I drew a line across like this. I can do this on the other end because we're not going to cut it off anyway. So I just got my pencil and I went 1 inch and 1 inch up, whoops, and drew a line, and then I did a line across on it from there to there on both sides, like so. And then I cut that flag piece out of that end there. Alright, now it looks like it's not even because this is turn it around the right way. This is a wide one and then short ones like this, but it is even. And I did that for all 3 of those. So they were all measured to halfway and then cut 1 inch up and then cut in. So they will all go together nicely like so. Alright, so let's get cracking. And what I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to do my scoring, and then I will do my stamping. So we're going to score our main card on the long side with our stylus using the small end at 5 7/8 of an inch. Oh, I went off the line a bit there. There we go. Let's turn that over. I'll just give that a quick rub over like that, and then you won't even see it. There we go. Let's pull that out the way. Bring this in, making sure that that lines up really nicely, and get that a nice burnish off like so. So that's our main card. So we're going to do a little bit of stamping, which is not a real lot. So we're going to bring in our smallest of the 2 circles and our white insert. I'm going to bring in a bit of scrap paper here and pop that on there. As you can see, this paper's been used before, and I'm going to stamp it just in memento. Classic, authentic, since forever in the center. And then with my bike, I'm going to do half of it at that end and then the other half at this end. So that's my stamping of my bike. For my other one, I'm going to stamp this onto the stamp itself, because I actually only want the word legendary. Now I can see that I've got a little bit of ink there, and just so that it doesn't go in there, I've just cleaned that up with my finger, and I'm going to stamp that across the bottom here like so. Legendary. How about that? How gorgeous does that look? Okay, so that's all our stamping done. So let's get cracking and put this card together. So we're going to pop our insert in. My glue is all gunked up again because of the weird weather we're having. I mean, today is a cool day. The other day was a hot day. We've had this strangest summer here, with it being nice. It's not cold outside, but it's cooler than it should be for summer. And it's also we've had some rain, and we shouldn't be having all this rain in the summer. Not like when we were kids. Summer was summer. It was hot, it was nice. So, but now our summers seem to be strange. We've only had our air conditioner on here a couple of times this summer, which is really quite strange. I mean, not that we don't mind the heat. But so that's our insert done. For my outside, I'm going to put my layers all together. So I have my layer 1 and my layer 2, which I'm going to pop together. And make sure I put this up the correct way. No, it doesn't, not that it matters at this stage, but it does when I put it onto the main card. Okay, so this goes onto the front of the card. Like so. I'll open that up. So I've popped this on the front of the card, like so. And we're doing really well here. Okay, I've got our 3 banner areas. Then I'm going to pop these all together. So gluing them all together, and I'm gluing them so that they are all the same height at the top, and that way they will all be the same distance at the bottom. As you can see, I'm not the best at cutting by hand, unfortunately, when it comes to things like that, and some days I'm worse than others, and today it seems like I've got the worst day on. So let's pop that one onto that one, making sure that they're nice and even. And once I'm happy with that, I will then glue that to the front of my card. So that's the 5 layers together on the front of the card. Now I've glued this so that it comes to the bottom or top, whichever, making sure, yes, top of the DSP. That way we get a nice bit, making sure that we've got the same kind of gap on both sides, like so. Okay, so we'll pop that on one side. I'll just give that a nice thing together, like so. And then we will pop our 2 circles together, ready to go onto the front when we get that far. So we're going to pop that legendary one together like so. Let me put the lid on my ink pad, and we'll pop our dimensionals on the back of this piece. And that bit is ready, but we won't pop that onto the card as yet. So we'll pop that out of the way, and we will bring in all our pieces to do our bike. Okay, so we have, let me see, don't get stuck in there. Let me put the pin in my glue for a minute, because we'll go through all these pieces together. And I'll get rid of that bit out of my die. Okay, so we have, I'll put them together so we can see what we're doing of. So we need a piece of card in our scraps that is black, and that's for the main part of the bike. So that's the main part of the bike, like so. The other bit we need is, these are the tyres. Okay, so they're my tyres, so you need 2 more of them. It's good to cut the 2 because you don't have to worry about it twice. So that's our black pieces done. Out of our silver pieces, we have the main body of the bike here, and so we've cut the silver pieces, and 2 wheels, spokes, or whatever you want to call them, the rims, and we've got those cut out in silver. I've done it in grey because this has got like a lovely pattern on it, which actually stands out through the body of the bike here. So this bit here is that piece. It's that weirdy shaped piece. Okay, then you've got 2 mud guards. Now you will notice on these mud guards, I don't know if you can see it, let me bring them up. You've got these marks here. Now they're important, so you're best to cut the pair of them out, not one of each, just one, and then cut it out twice. So that's our mud guards, and this is our seat and pannier box, I think that's what it's called. So that's our seat and pannier box piece. So I've actually done this the same colour as this one. So our main bike, like the background of the bike, is here. And then we have our grey piece here. We have our silver pieces here in the wheels. We have our mud guards and our seat here. So let me show you how I put this together. I got my main bike. So we've popped, that's that piece there. And I popped this piece here that has all the pretty patterns on it onto this. Okay, so this will go in here and sit there like so. It will sit there really, really nicely. It all fits together so lovely, this die set. It really does. So we pop that piece onto the bike. I should have got a pair of tweezers with me here. Making sure that you line it up with the top of this grey bit here, the black bit here, in that section there. So that's nice and lined up right through there like that. Okay, now we're going to bring in our wheels, rims, whatever you want to call them, and our tyres, and we're going to pop them together. So we're going to put glue on our tyres, making sure you get the correct way up. On one side you've got like a, looks like a bit of a tread, where on the back of them it doesn't. And we're going to pop the tyres onto the rims, like so. Once we've got our tyres on the rims, make sure I put that one the right way up too. Can't do that up in the air. Come on, get off my finger. I need to pop this rim, tyre on this rim. Making sure that they sit together really nicely, which they do. They actually fit over the top of each other really, really nicely. Once we've done that, we can pop our tyres and wheels onto the bike. So we're going to pop them onto the bike. And it doesn't matter which one goes on which side because they are both identical. Make sure that they are actually lined up nicely with the rounding of this part of the wheel shape on the bike. Once we've got that one on, we can put the other one on. Like so. Okay, so that's our tyres done and our wheels done, and they're onto the bike now. So now we're going to put this piece on. This piece, the centre here and this centre piece here, so I'll get my pointer. This piece here goes in the centre of the wheel, the same as that piece there goes in the centre of that wheel. So we're going to pop our glue onto all our bits. Oh dear, come on, get on there, glue. Okay. Once we've got our glue onto our frame of the bike, we can pick him up and pop him onto the thing. Now I found it easier to try and line up the top part there first, and then this wheel trims seem to go right into the right place. So I've done this a few times now, and I found that lining these two pieces up inside this section, these bits down here line up so much better. So I'm just going to turn this over and give it a bit of a squish down. Whoops. So we can see how they've gone nicely into the centres of the wheels there. Okay, so these are our fenders, or I don't know what else you call them, I've forgotten. And they go over the top of them. Now you will notice that on this one you have like a mark here. You can't see it real well. It's not focusing in, is it? No, it's not. Okay, so on these you will find that each one has a little mark, which is the same as these here. So the one with the mark that's going that way, and we can't see it on the other side, so let's make out that that's this one. There's a mark in this silver bit here, you can see that there. So that line there mixed into that one, and that one will go into that one. So let's pop some glue onto the back of this one. Move that out of the way. And I should have brought my tweezers over, because I'm doing here little fingers today. And that one will sit on. It's a mud guard. That's what it is. It's a mud guard. That mud guard will sit over that one really nicely like that. Okay, and this one will fit over this other side. Having the grey in there actually makes it look, I put in my very first one I did black in there and it just didn't show up, so I decided to do grey. And I think that grey, because of the embossing on here, because it's embossing on this one, it shows up so much better. So I have my mud guards on. I'm going to turn that over and give them a bit of a wipe down. And now I've got a little bit of glue on my silver, and I find just licking my finger and wiping over it where the glue is, it takes it off. It sometimes smears a little bit. Sometimes you have to have a really wet finger to get the glue off like that. There we go. It's a little bit there too. Okay, so now this is the seat and the pannier box that's at the back here. So this piece goes this way up, believe it or not. You would think it would go the other way up. It goes that way up, and it sits, you will see an indent there and there with a gap in the middle like this is, and that sits in there just like that. So we're going to pop this on here with a bit of glue. Ooh. Sorry, don't do that. I don't want to be. Turn it up the correct way, and it will line up nicely and sit in there like that, so that the pannier box on the back, or the other seat, whichever you want to call it, might be, I think it might be a seat rather than a pannier box, are all sitting there nicely like that. And that's how easy it is to put our bike together. Now that is really, really easy, and I think it looks so effective, and I'm so happy with the way it goes together. Okay, so we're going to now pop our circle onto here, and then we can pop that on nicely just above our fishtail end, and I'm then going to pop some glue down the centre of my bike, down this section here, so that my bike will sit on top of the circle like so. And I'll pop the pin in my glue like that, and then I'm going to get my lovely bits here. Now I think I might do, no, I'm going to do black again. I think the silver would not, well, the silver would go with it. No, let's do silver on this one, shall we? Let's do silver on this one. So I'm using one of the long ones and two of the round ones, one either side of that like so. Oh yes, it does look nice in the silver. She matches in really nicely with the rest of the card there too. So that's our card for today. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope my tutorial on how to put this together has really helped you. I found it really easy. It looks like a lot of pieces. So you've got the main part of the bike, you've got the frame, you've got the rims, the wheels or tyres, the mud guards, the seat, and this piece in the middle, which has all the, if you can see that, you can see all this embossing on it, which gives you the outline of where you put your seat here, but it also puts the grooves in where these bits are, so it looks like it's actually sitting together really, really nicely. So I'm really happy with the way this piece does. I've done mine in the light grey. It would look nice in a dark grey too. So that's my card for today. If you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any more of my videos. And if you would like the written tutorial for this card style, please head over to Diane's Den for stamping, crafting and tutorials. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now.